the main problem with the DIO, where we're using a 28mm carburetor, see how big that Ventura is and the opening and everything? Well, you consider that this motor was designed for 14mm little teeny carburetor. And that little teeny carburetor is perfectly suited for this little teeny intake right here. Okay, there's no way to enlarge that intake. So what we have is, we have a giant carburetor. Say it's putting out 100 gallons of fuel, just say it is, and say we've got this huge engine that can take 100 gallons of fuel. Our problem is that this reed valve can suck 100 gallons of fuel. There's no problem with that. Here is the bottleneck, right here. And this is simple physics. All right? Very simple physics. If you have 100 gallons, say if you have 100 gallons of gasoline, let's just say you do, okay? And you have it running into your motor, and your carburetor can put out the gasoline, your engine can take the gasoline, but your intake can only handle 5 gallons. See how small it is right there? So it doesn't matter whether you have all this horsepower behind it or all this horsepower in it, in the engine. If your intake is all bound up due to size, then your engine is only going to be as powerful as this intake size. And there is no way to really change the intake because of the drive face right here and a few other things. But if you let's figure, okay, my engine is basically 125 cc's or 120. If you look at a CR125 intake cage, it's 3 times bigger than this. And so is the intake right here, because that's what it takes for a 125. So I use the best I can of both worlds to make it work. And like I say, it's a fun little hobby to build it and see how much horsepower I can get out of it. But that's where the bottleneck is, right there in the intake. So now I know that the reeds are okay. They're not all chewed up. There's no damage to the reeds, which go right there. So I know they're all right. I know that the carburetor is okay. It's adjusted pretty well. My lower bearing, which is right here. You have an upper bearing and a lower rod bearing. And what you do is you take your hands and you pull up and down, and if this rod goes up and down, that means you got a shot lower bearing. So you have to take the crankshaft all the way out and rebuild it. So that's where I'm at, like right now. But this is the worst month for me, because if it's cold, I don't want to work on the bike. And then it'll get warm really quick, and I'm going, damn, why isn't it working? You know, I like to have it working. And then, of course, I have my new baby, which I have not driven, except for that one time. My son had some of his friends over here. I don't know what they were on, teenagers nowadays, but they were making, I don't know what the hell this is. It looks like it's pretty cool artwork, as long as they stay the fuck away from my bike. The way I figure, if you're not close to the bike and you don't touch it, you won't hurt it. Next video.